Why do you allow this one emotion to destroy your life? What's happening, achievers? Ajay Sidhu here from Invincible Achievers. So we want more of everything. Everyone does. Everyone's trying to achieve more. But are we measuring it? Are we actually looking and calculating the risks that we're taking to achieve more? Because if we're not, if we do not have the awareness, then we could miss the mark, and we could have a perfect life and then completely destroy it. And this one emotion allows us to destroy it and get rid of this whole calculations and awareness that we have. And that one emotion is greed. Do not allow greed to take over your mind and destroy the life that you've got. We want bigger cars, bigger houses. We want more companies, more money. All of that's great. But if it's done for a selfish reason and you allow greed to come about, then you could accidentally destroy your life. And after you've destroyed it, you're working your way back to have the life that you once had. But the only way we will know this is if we know how to measure it. If we know what type of life we want. So we need to know what life we want. And that's awareness. We need to constantly be aware. It's a story about a guy. There's this one guy who's so skilled at this guitar. He was able to play the guitar constantly. He lived in a cabin in the forest in front of a lake. He loved listening to the birds chirping and watching the lake flowing past as he played his guitar. Now, one day a businessman was walking and he heard this gentleman playing this guitar, sitting on his chair, playing his guitar, watching the lake, listening to the birds chirping. And he thought, this music is amazing. And he went over to this young man and he said, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? You should actually come with me. We can make lots of money. I could introduce you to so many record producers. And the guy said, and then what? And this businessman said, well, once you've got a record, a label, you're going to become famous. Everyone's going to know you around the world. Everyone's going to be flocking to you. And the guy was playing his guitar and he said, and then what? Well, once everyone's flocking around you and everyone knows you, everyone's going to want you to do massive tours. You're going to be able to tour the world, working in every continent of the world. It's going to be so great. And the guy was playing his guitar and he said, then what? And then the businessman said, well, then after you've done that, you've got lots of money. You will want to retire one day. And then what you can do is you can retire. The guy was playing the guitar and he goes, then what? Well, when you retire, you can retire in a nice little wooden cabin in front of a lake. And you can play guitar and listen to the birds in the forest. And the guy was playing his guitar and he looked around and he smiled and he said, well, why would I want to do that when I'm already here? So the moral of the story here is this guy knew exactly what life he wanted and he had got the life he wanted. But if he had allowed greed to overcome him and he followed the businessman, he would have gone down a path that was not his calling. He would have gone down a path of getting record labels, working constantly, producing music, touring the world, which would have been great if it was his calling. But it wasn't his calling. Because after he had done all of that, he would have come back to that cabin and played. So why would he want to go through that journey when he was doing the ideal life for him? However, guys, if you have a calling, if you have a reason to serve others, to solve other people's problems, to add value to others, then you know that you should take the steps. But calculate it. There's no point in taking the steps to help others if you haven't got the oxygen mask on yourself. If you destroy your own life to go and help others, because that's not long lasting. That will only be for a short term. You will end up destroying your own self-worth trying to add value to others. In a sense, that is also a greedy way of walking, because that's more of a selfish reason. You need to be able to know that you are secure, that you have taken care of yourself, and then when you've got a calling, and you know it's absolutely secure to take these steps, then take the step to add value to, because then you can be consistent and ongoing. If it's just for a short term, then you will end up destroying your life, like that gentleman who would have gone out to play the guitar for the world and have all these fans, and then eventually, after all of that, he would have gone straight back to his cabin. But that's where you always have to be aware, and awareness is the key. That is the key, the awareness, because you don't want greed to overcome and take your perception, your vision of the life that you want away. It's almost like awareness, greed is like going to water, a lake, and grabbing hold of the water, splashing your hand in and trying to grab hold of the water, trying to fill your hands. You're digging in. That's what greed is, because by doing that, you're never going to fill your hands. But awareness is like cupping your hands gently and picking up the water and knowing that the water will stay in your hands. So awareness is the key, guys. Don't let greed destroy your life. Keep measuring it. Know exactly what life you want. By all means, if you have a calling, it will be easy. That path will open. It's like the yellow brick road to the Oz in Wizard of Oz. It will be like that. But if it's going to be a struggle, and you know it's going to be a struggle, then obviously know that if you can do it, then by all means overcome obstacles. However, if it's for a greedy purpose, a selfish purpose, then all you're going to be doing is digging your hands in the water, grabbing the water, trying to fill up your hands, but the water will just pour out and you will never, ever get water in your hands. Guys, keep adding value to people's lives, keep spreading the love, and just remember, we're one idea away from changing the future. Take care. Bye.